Hey, what's up? Zach here, and today I've got my top 5 favorite budget basketball shoes for summer 2024. And the main criteria to this is at the time I'm looking these up, they have to be under $100 US. All right, let's get into them. And coming in at number 5 is a shoe that I honestly like better than its flagship counterpart, and that is the Nike GT Cut Academy. Right now on the Nike website, these are $74 USD. And honestly, you know, they've got dual density foam, 4-foot loaded, pretty chunky Zoom Air unit in these. There isn't a shank in these, which, you know, I'm not in love with, but because the Zoom Air is a little bit longer, it protects the shoe a little bit more. And honestly, for the light of footedness of these, the speed of these, no, it does not have Zoom X like the Nike GT Cut 3, but the GT Cut Academy, to me, has the better mix of light of footedness, speed, as well as a little bit more stability in it, especially for the price. And coming in at number 4, coincidentally, another Nike shoe, and that is the Nike Giannis Immortality 3. Right now, these are coming in at $90 USD for current colorways, less for the older colorways. You know, for this shoe, the build quality of it, honestly, I didn't hate. It's got a top-loaded shank on it for a budget shoe. It feels decently bouncy when you first get them on, and the outsole tread of these to me has actually a really nice mixture of linear pattern, pretty narrow tread there. So going side to side, that actually grips better than you think it would. It's got this giant swoosh on the lateral side, a little bit more stability, plus the option for a runner's knot in the uppers. And you know, the flange on these things is really sharp, but not super bulky. So you get stability, but not at the sacrifice of it still being a nimble shoe. So once again, Nike coming in with a pretty decent budget option. And coming in at number 3, this is a budget shoe that has the same build quality as most flagship level shoes, really incredible, and that is the Adidas Dame Certified 2. Now this comes in at $90 USD on Adidas's website, and I think some colorways you can actually get cheaper than that. Now it's got a full bed of bounce foam, but with this super long top-loaded shank on there and an outsole tread profile, it's pretty equal to, you know, just the Dame 8 or the Dame 9. And so with the really substantial padding around the ankle collar, the lockdown you get on these, the feelings of side-to-side security, like I said, the overall build quality and feel of these, really for a budget shoe, this could definitely masquerade as a flagship. And before I get to the number 1 and 2 shoe, I do want to make mention of the Adidas Dawn Issue 5, which, it's funny, it goes from being $54 all the way up to $120, depending on where you see them. And really, I want to make this $100 across the board video. This shoe would be number 2 or number 1, and it really should be. So I'll put where I've found these to be the cheapest down in the description below. And just know that, yes, these would be number 1 or number 2 if I could just find them consistently under $100 USD. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of them for $120 USD. So a little bit over the cap, but a rule is a rule. Still one of the best shoes out there. And with that being said, coming in at number 2 right now is the Puma TRC Blaze Court. This comes in between $79 and $99 USD on Puma's website, as well as some other retailers. From what I've heard in the past, they had issues with the rubber separation and gluing. I've been told that that issue has been fixed just in terms of manufacturing. These are still some of the bounciest shoes I've ever had on foot. Just the way the shank interacts, that super lively foam. These things just, you know, sometimes just feel like pogo sticks underfoot. So in terms of performance, just super quick feeling, flagship level, especially jump performance, this is one of the best shoes out there. And like I said, to me, in terms of just that raw performance component, just as good, if not better, than most flagships out there. And speaking of your budget, if you do want to try to get the most information possible prior to making a decision and not having to go through the return process or the regret process, the buy once, cry once method is always my favorite. I do have that 2024 and will be 2025 basketball shoe guide linked in the description below. That is a Google sheet where you can sort any shoe that I've tested that year by all of its stats, length, width, height, inflare, whatever. That is linked in the description below. And coming in at number 1, if you've paid attention to any of my videos whatsoever, this comes at no surprise, but that is the new Wade Flash. Now this shoe has a pretty low stack on it, double thick top loaded shank. It is just the most ridiculously breathable shoe out there, and it is an incredibly quick, swift, fast, but also stable shoe. Now this one comes in at $99 USD on the Way of Wade site. The one thing I will say for me is for a heavier player, these really do require a low profile orthotic in there, just because, like I said, that stack of foam is pretty low, and after a little bit, it is gonna start to wear down in the heel. So unless you wanna get a negative heel, even just throwing a very low profile orthotic in these is really going to extend the life of them. But in terms of playability on these, for the type of grip and stability and low to the ground feel you get on these, plus just the ability to create, honestly, one of the best ones I've ever seen. And yeah, the Wade Son of Flash, the predecessor to this one, yeah, a little bit more stout, right? A little bit more flagship level feel underfoot. But this one with a low profile orthotic, I think you get kind of that feel. You also get a little bit light of footedness out of these ones, just incredible breathability. And like I said, for a budget shoe, no matter if you're playing indoors, outdoors, basketball, or pickleball, just a tremendous pickup. But if you know of any other deals out there right now that I have not come across, make sure you leave in the comments down below. That way everybody can see them. And you know, we're always looking for deals on basketball shoes. I know I am, especially because I'll review any colorway on this channel as long as it's the shoe I want. And remember, last year's colorway or old colorways are always going to be on sale versus the brand new one. So if you don't care what color you're getting, a lot of times you can get a flagship shoe at a budget price just by searching colorways. But remember, that rule still holds true for all of these budget shoes. Like I said, that Dawn issue 5, I've seen going for 50 bucks some places. You know, at Dick's Sporting Goods, in my area, that thing is $54, which is crazy. So just a little bit of sleuthing can go quite a long way. So if you do want to check any of these out, I will have links in the description below. Respect your rubber and foam. I'll see you somewhere in the Sneakerverse.